both involved with coaching, especially you, Isla, having finished scout school, being able to judge and determine a player and their abilities, and the nuances of being a great coach and being able to be coached. And I'm just going to give this microphone down to you so you guys just talk about it to us so we get a better understanding of it.
Well, you're way more qualified to start.
No. We were, you know what was been the awesome is we were back there, we're just blah, 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 blah. It's the greatest thing. I'm just so grateful to be here. You learn something every day by people. Take it in. There's so much experience and knowledge in this room. I'm just so excited to be here.
Well, I will say that as far as learning the game, the last time I had the best arm on my team, where I threw the hardest, I was 12 years old. I'm not exaggerating at all. I can remember the last time I had the best fastball on my team. Okay, so from 12 all the way up to retiring from baseball, I can honestly say I was not the hardest thrower. So I had to kind of adapt. I had to learn how to get people out at each different level. Because when you're in high school, if you want to go to college, you have to be one of the top guys on your team. Which means you have to work harder than everybody else, especially if you don't have that natural 95 miles an hour in your back pocket. Once you get to college, if you want to get drafted, it's tenfold. In order to get to the minor leagues, you have to show something on any given day to a scout that you have potential, you have a ceiling up here. Okay, that's what they're looking at. Where's this kid's ceiling? Okay? So again, I had to work harder than everybody, because you know what, my fastball wasn't like some of those guys that rolled out of bed throwing 95 miles an hour. I wish it was, it would have been a lot easier. And so on, from A-ball to double A to triple A to the big leagues. And then once you get to the big leagues, staying there, you had to find some way of staying there. And for me, it was location, it was more than that, it was movement, and then velocity after that. Not necessarily velocity, but being able to add on a couple miles an hour and then take off a couple miles an hour in your fastball. So when you look at pitchers out there today that aren't necessarily throwing 95, 100, if you're an 88 or an 89 mile an hour fastball guy, you might have 91 in your back pocket, but you're going to also have 86 in your back pocket, because being able to take off and add on they're going to get hitters on their front foot, on their back foot. And then location, you're talking about Xing, up and in, down and away, up and away, down and in, being able to do that with more than one pitch, fastball, two-seamer, changeup, slider, curve, whatever it is. So for me to be able to be successful, to get there and stay there, I had to find out my strengths and then capitalize on them rather than trying to be a different pitcher. If I tried to go out there and throw 95 every time, my ball would straighten out and I wouldn't be effective. And that's something I'm trying to teach pitchers. I don't teach cookie cutter mechanics. Not everybody pitches the same way. A Greg Maddux doesn't pitch the same as a Strasburg or a Randy Johnson or a Schilling or anything. Everybody has certain things that they do to get the most out of their body to deliver the ball with the most efficiency and effectiveness. And for one pitcher, it might be different than another. And we were talking about certain things earlier that a lot of pitchers kind of do mechanically to help deliver that ball. And from each one of those little things we're talking about, certain things vary. Different timing or arm angles or different cadences or and whatnot. So.
Yeah, no. For me, people are like, "Oh, are you coaching?" And since I've been out of the game, I've been coaching men. This is actually probably my second time coaching women. I've been coaching high school baseball players, and when they come in, I kind of know what to work on with them. You're still kind of going with mechanics. You're still kind of calling pitches. You're not calling pitches as much because you want them to make mistakes and learn what to throw and what count and really learn the game. And then in college, the same thing. If a guy wants to work on a certain pitch, I'll probably go out there and work on little fixing things. Trying to fix it, developing a different pitch. Same things if he's a little off, being able to go through that. But what I've noticed with women, and we were kind of talking about this today too, is I was very fortunate. I grew up in a baseball home. My dad played with the Dodgers, 72 through 75. He was in the Dodgers minor league system. He made it to AAA. And I came to him at a very young age and I said, "Dad, I want to play in Major League Ball." And what I appreciate the most is he just wasn't like, oh yeah, you can do it, no problem. Well, he was, I know. He was like, okay, you know, I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to show you what it's like. I'm not going to hold you back, but you've got to put your time in. And what he made me do that I thought was so valuable is we would sit down and we would watch the Dodgers, or any baseball game that was on. We would sit down, and I would listen to Tim McCarver, Joe Morgan, Joe Torre at a particular time. Oral Hershiser, oh my gosh, I love talking to that man. Wealth of knowledge. Read his book. I would just listen to it. Instinct. I don't know if you guys even were watching the World Series. It's instinct too, knowing where to go, what to do, what's happening. Really know the game. I'm trying to encourage more women to be coaches. You can break down some mechanics, but you need to know when to pull your infield in, when to not give up a double, when to get here, when to go there. You need to strategize, you need to watch it, and the best place to learn is on TV. So when people ask me to, go to a ball game, I love it, but I'm kind of distracted. I actually like being home and watch it. And I listen to those commentators. You'll be amazed at how much you can learn by those commentators just listening to the game. So not only was it the physical aspect, girls, if they want to pitch, we talk about the physical aspect. We are stronger. We are less strong. We don't have the physical makeup as a guy. I didn't, but I was able to throw 83 miles per hour being left-handed, got me there. And it was the same thing, screwball, curveball, fastball, hitting spots. And so I try to take that knowledge, because I had to use even my toes to throw the ball. I used every inch of this 5'10" frame to throw the ball and throw through that catcher. And so I try to talk about that to try to really learn the game and get kids to learn the game.